What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more survival guide. What are you thinking, Luca? Are you gonna be calm or mischievous? I guess we'll find out. But we are back. Oh, definitely mischievous. Well, hey. What's the plan? Well, while she figures out if she wants to be a hero or a villain, we shall return to the Survival Guide EP 2023. And again, my mistake when I first learned of this. For some reason, I thought it was from a couple years ago. But yeah, it's 2023 from Double Helix Records. And I wanted to give a big shout out to Survival Guide herself, Emily Whitehurst. I obviously have been doing a few reactions, just getting started essentially, still going through the Death Dreams album. Apparently, Luca's going to be friendly. But yeah, 2023 also. And I had commented on a couple posts she had on her Facebook page for Survival Guide, and she also does like Twitch streams and so on. I've been slowly learning the different outlets for her music and creativity. So again, big shout out to you. And she had commented on reaction, I think the first reaction I did, and not only appreciated that people were checking out her music, and believe me, I'm very much enjoying it and keen to let other people know. But also commented on Kim's excellent comment. And people who've been on this channel for a while will know Kim is just an awesome person, shared a lot of music with me, guiding me through some of the deep dives that I'm doing, takes an interest in things that I've brought to the channel, like hardcore gabber reactions, acid techno, punk rock, and so on. And always just has great analytical and very human comments. So again, shout out to both Emily and to Kim. And we are returning to the EP RHV1.5. I forgot if I saw online specifically what that reference is, but either way, it is again 2 Misfits covers on one side, 2 AFI covers on the other side. I mentioned before, AFI, going back to when I was in high school in the 90s, I remember, a few of my friends saying, hey, you probably like them, they're kind of like fast punk rock, and sometimes they incorporate electronic sounds. I was always interested. I just never took that journey. Shout out to Polly, who sent me the All Hallows EP, and I did go through that, and I'd like to go through more AFI eventually, going through like a million different punk bands, just like all the other things on the channel, but yeah, all in good time. So we will return to the Misfits side, and I remember when I reacted to Skulls, I obviously knew that song going into it. I couldn't remember Hybrid Moments, even though we heard a little tease of it, because I thought, it was only one tune on this side of the record, but it's both. But I since remembered what tune it is. It's not a track on either of the Misfits compilations I have, but it's a song that I think, again, there's like this, it's less overtly dark than Skulls, but there is an implication of something similar taking place, maybe a very dark, violent act, but because the guy's saying, like, when you cry, there's this, this moment where, I forget exactly what the line is, but it's like, you're hiding behind the scars, and this idea that there's this fleeting moment, and let's both scream, like let's both make the most of this intense moment. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit more cryptic, but it's a tune that again speaks very much to the aesthetic of the Misfits and their sound, again, along with TSOL and a couple others, considered sort of pioneers in the horror punk genre. Nevertheless, let's hear Emily's cover of it, which is live from the Slaughtered Lamb. And Mark said that there was some venue in the UK that is a Slaughtered Lamb. I've never heard of a venue by that name. I've been to a number of venues, mostly in California, but a few other places, but have never heard of such a venue myself. So if it is in the UK or in the US, do shout it out. Either way, this is Emily Whitehurst, aka Survival Guide, and her cover of the Misfits' Hybrid Moments, live from the Slaughtered Lamb.
If you're gonna scream, scream with me. Moments like this never last. When new creatures rip your face, hybrids open up the door.
I forgot about that line.
Oh baby, when you cry, your face
it's cool. Again, it's very different from the original. Though I was thinking, there was a line she delivered there near the end, and it really hit on. I remember when I realized what Misfits song this was, I re-listened to it just to make sure I had it in mind. And it's funny because even then I didn't catch that line about what is it that like the creatures that rape your face or something like that. I'm not quite sure how to place that line because the rest of it sounds very you and me. And again, maybe it's darker. Maybe you can read the lines more innocuously as like it's a special moment between them intimately, whether that's physically or otherwise. But again, I think you can definitely read it in a similar vein as someone who has, like dark intentions. But either way, Danzig's vocals in the original, there's a couple moments where it almost feels like, I don't know, Motown is the wrong word, but it kind of has this oldie-timey, sing-songy flavor to his vocal delivery, which, he tends to have that deep sort of, like resonant voice. It's, very like doom or like horror sounding. Again, it like very much in the vein of their music. But I remember thinking when I re-listened to it before doing this reaction, that a couple of his vocal deliveries, it's like, man, it's almost like he's going for like a oldie-timey, mid-20th century sort of sound. And there was like one or two moments there where it felt like Emily really hit on a similar type of flavor to the delivery. So again, a cool tune to rearrange and sort of strip down into a much lighter piano-driven tune compared to the, again, sort of early 80s sound. I don't remember exactly when that track was released, now that I say that. I suppose I could check. Luca, here, why don't you occupy the chair, and you can do with it what you like. But let me see what year that would have been from. What album was it from? Legacy of Brutality, maybe? Okay. Yep, it is, and it's 1985. So there you go. That's the mid 80s sort of horror, hardcore sound. Rearrange in a much different setting. But yeah, once again, I enjoy this whole idea of this project, even though, again, once we flip over to the other side, I'll be working in unknown territory, meaning I've not heard the AFI originals and at least currently don't have them in my collection to go through. Though once again, shout out to Paulie for sending the All Hallows EP, which we have gone through. Either way, I'll probably be back for another track from Deathdreams before I return for this. And indeed, I wanted to mention, I felt bad. Shout out to Michaela, again, who takes an interest in pretty much everything on the channel. Always great comments, very positive, enthusiastic. And she had mentioned when I reacted to Pi that there was a really cool survival guide video for Pi, which I did indeed watch. And I felt bad because I realized, fresh made... one of the times I heard it as French made, and even though the metaphor, I feel like it's still sort of in the same ballpark. I felt so dumb because I was like, oh, it's fresh made pie, not French made. So I did want to apologize for that. As I've mentioned since the very beginning of my reactions, it's just always been my tendency to listen to a tune on its own terms, and then, catch what I can lyrically, listen to it a few more times, see if I can pick up on anything that I didn't catch on the first listen, and eventually, if after a half dozen listens or so, I still can't figure it out, I'll, look in the booklet or online, and I'll find out. But yeah, so it's always a bit of an adventure when I do a first-time reaction to something, in that, I sometimes catch things and I'm still trying to piece everything together, and sometimes I have a little audio malapropism where I hear something amusingly different from what it actually is. Nevertheless, I appreciate the patience. Once again, shout out to Survival Guide Emily for not only the awesome comment and being enthusiastic about people talking about her music, but once again also for being a singer who I've known for a while, and I was very fond of Tsunami Bomb when she was back in the band. So yeah, big ups to you. Oh, and also for including the note in this, now that I think about it. That was really cool. Again, I know some people in the acid techno and hardcore world, so yeah, sometimes when I order records from them, they'll throw in a little personal note and, some stickers and things. But it was really cool and unexpected. So big shout out to you. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.